Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. My name is Cassandra Warren and this is the Calling Your Wild Tarot and Astrology channel. Today we are doing a love reading because that's what we did with Scorpio and it was a lot of fun. I also noticed that you have Saturn and Neptune in your 5th house now in Aries, so you're probably feeling a little bit of fire, feeling a little bit of confusion in your romance sector. This reading is for Sagittarius, rising, moon, and sun. But when I talk about your houses, I'm looking at the chart as if your sun was in the 1st house. So it makes more sense for Sagittarius rising, but Sagittarius sun and moon will also get a lot out of the symbolism that comes up. I already pulled a bunch of cards for you and the person that you have already met or perhaps are meeting. And it's very synchronistic. We got Jupiter as the first card, abundance. I'm sure that you're feeling a lot of options coming at you right now, Sagittarius. So I feel like you have maybe multiple people have come into your orbit. Maybe it's felt like it was out of the blue, or suddenly you're met with a couple different options. So you're probably feeling a little heat, trying to navigate, more than one option. I also think that, thinking about Jupiter and how Jupiter is your ruling planet. Jupiter is what gives you that big sense of spirituality and adventure and inspiration and creativity, optimism and hope. Sometimes that can make things just feel, it can make it feel like we can do anything we want, and we are kind of not thinking about consequences and just like bulldozing ahead. I say that because Mars was the second card, and then we had Aquarius, I know. So once in a while, Sagittarius, we can get a little dogmatic about how we think things should go. And sometimes we can have big opinions, big ideas on how we think things should progress. And I feel like this could be coming up with a person. Perhaps you thought that you really had understood the assignment when it came to this person, or this relationship, and that you had kind of read them and you knew exactly what who they were and what they were all about, and maybe that was something you liked, maybe it wasn't. I do think this is a person who you probably have had some changes around either your work, your health, or your routines, like going to the gym. Perhaps you've met somebody at the gym or at your work, at someplace you go every day or pretty routinely, so like the coffee shop. And you've met this person and was instant sparks, like and if this hasn't happened yet, Uranus is moving into your 7th house. It's moving out of your 6th house of routines and into your 7th house. So, you're going, any energy and inventiveness and excitement that you kind of the last 7 years or so have been playing with when it comes to your work and your everyday habits, that kind of electric energy is going to be shifting and breaking things open in your 7th house of relationships, specifically for Sagittarius rising. So perhaps you are going to meet somebody at work, or during your everyday routine, that maybe you hadn't noticed before, but suddenly there is this. It's definitely a mental excitement. Like, it's somebody that you're connecting with on an intellectual level, and it's like extremely extremely bright sparks. I'm just seeing like when you light sparklers, just like how bright that light is, that it might be like shocking, even to yourself, that it is happening that quickly. Looking at the person that that you're dealing with, I received the wheel, which has Saturn and Mercury on it, and the volcano card, which has Mars and the Sun, and then Palace. And I was really picking up that this person, you may have kind of read them as somebody who is a little self-protective at first. So you may have come on strongly, and they pulled back and were a little bit mysterious, a little quiet, a little broody, and that could have set up some red flags right away for you, that you were not interested in that personality type, that you prefer somebody who is more adaptable and changeable. And so I received this card with recognition and solution. This is another air card after those. So although I think this person may come off as dark and mysterious, I think they do have, maybe an air moon or a lot of air placements in which you do connect with. Like, I think this Uranus energy is absolutely working well with their ability to adapt. So Sagittarius, you like to keep it moving. You like the energy to grow and expand, and you don't like people who kind of withdraw and aren't interacting with you. But the fact that this person so quickly shifts, and does adapt, and can go from this kind of quiet, mysterious persona to a more friendly um, way of being, really intrigues you. And I think maybe at first you put up a little fight about it. Like, maybe at first you are pushing against it, and there's a little bit of conflict there, because at first you're like, oh, maybe I can't trust this person, because one day they're kind of moody and morose, and then the next day they're over the top friendly. But then things start moving swiftly, and there is something that you feel close to and at home with them, in which you just can't deny. And you're starting to see something growing here for sure. Not just the energetic, like, bright lights of it all, but you're starting to see potential, and you're starting to see the person for their true, not everybody's multidimensional, but you're starting to see them for their moon sign, which a lot of times we don't see somebody's moon sign until they're comfortable with us. And it looks like perhaps you get a chance to see how intelligent this person is, how they can connect with you on an intellectual level, and that they can be light and friendly, but that they're also extremely intelligent and creative, and know how to use their intelligence and how to wield it in order to or in intelligent ways, in well thought of ways. Of course, this is the King of Swords card, but I am keep getting like this High Priestess energy, where this person is obviously very observant and aware of things, and actually notices a lot, and probably notices a lot about you, and perhaps mirrors back some things to you about yourself that you aren't aware of. It's not that Sagittarius is not self-aware, but often Sagittarius is just so like in the moment and pursuing pursuing the excitement of life, that they don't navel gaze as much as some people do. So having somebody that can point out what they like about you, what they like about your relationship, is really refreshing for you, and is a great way to kind of you're always living in the moment, but sometimes it's fun to analyze things too, Sagittarius. And I think this person helps you kind of move that fire into the air realm a little bit, and in turn that grows your fire. That said, the card that I pulled for the Spirit Animal Oracle is the Turtle Spirit. So slow and steady wins the race. So I think this is probably just saying, like, don't count this person out. Don't write them off before you get to know them. Like, let this energy move, let it shift, and don't try to control, or not that you try to control, you don't try to control people, Sagittarius, very often, but you do put forth your opinion, which can have an influence on other people. So before maybe like overly committing to that opinion or expressing it about them, perhaps just letting them feel comfortable enough around you first to open up. Wasp Spirit. We're getting so many repeats. Sometimes life stings. Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. You're pretty good at that, Sagittarius. And Spirit has a plan. So maybe the Wasp Spirit there does tell me that maybe this, we'll call him the King of Swords, this air moon person might have like a biting tongue to them. They might clap back at you if you do kind of call them out, or act like you already have written them off. They might kind of defensively act like they're not interested. They might act like they might have some harsh words back to you, which, everybody should respect each other. The bottom of the deck, time to let go. Oh no. Oh no, Sagittarius. Maybe this air moon person is just not worth our time. But I'm not giving up. I think maybe you are supposed to let go of your expectations for this person. Like, you came in full force, knowing exactly how this was going to go, And as this reading has kind of shown us, you know, we do have to keep an open mind, which you're wonderful at doing, Sagittarius, and allow people to reveal themselves. And I think we're just kind of letting go and letting God, and um, we're seeing if this person, you know, wants to continue. There's definitely potential there, but there's also Uranus. You know, you might not like what you see. You might have actually liked the broodiness, like that's what kind of drew you to them, and then you see this more wishy-washy, like changeable, more adaptable side of them, and that just really makes you want to go in the opposite direction. So probably didn't bring you much clarity, Sagittarius, but hopefully something resonated there. Maybe it helped you see the other person in a slightly different light. You'll have to let us know how it goes, and we'll pull cards next time and see how everything's going. So thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.